Dragon Ball Kai, and
Dark Knight Returns?
yes, the Dark Knight Returns. I adapted all the lyrics.
You're welcome to that gig, by the way.
Yeah, this guy. Anyway, so Hetalia, which we're way off subject.
But 16th century counterpoint is totally on subject.
Totally.
So,
on my mind.
I gotta tell you on my mind. So when you came in and auditioned for the show, you auditioned for all the ladies and all the, or what did you specifically audition for? Did they come in and say, we just want you to read for blah, 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 blah?
I just went through and, the only one that I felt comfortable doing the accent for was Hetalia. And I think they asked me to read for another character that I don't even remember what character it was, and my accent was terrible because I told them that it would be terrible, and I said I didn't want to read for it. And they were like, well, I mean, just try it, whatever. And then I read, and they were like, yeah, that was terrible.
Oh, ouch.
Lord. I didn't read for Japan or China because I wasn't, they thought that it was an Asian thing, and they thought that I would find it offensive to read those Asian roles. And I was like, no, man, it's just I wasn't confident in my accent. That's why I didn't do it. I read for, I think I read for Germany, Italy, England, America, Canada, all of those roles. And at first I did, I think it was in another panel I mentioned, I did very authentic accents. I studied all the accents. I hadn't seen the show at this point, and I hadn't seen any footage from it. So I had no clue that it was going to be this crazy-ass, spastic thing. And so I was just, all I did was learn these authentic accents, and things, because they made such a big deal about the accents. They were like,
They did, yeah, they let us know what countries they were going to audition for. And I guess my thing, I didn't study a whole lot on it because all I had heard was that it was just really super offensive and whatever, which I'm totally all for. But the way that it was presented to me, like the way that people described it to me, it didn't sound like it was clever. And so I only like offensive if it's clever and well done. But if it's just offensive to be offensive, then I'm not a big fan. So I thought that it was going to be like that. So when I auditioned, I was kind of like, whatever. I could already do a Spanish accent really well, which is very close to an Italian accent. So I was like, well, I'll just only audition for the Italian one. And then once we started working on it, though, I realized that it's a really clever show, and it's really, really, really smart. So I am really glad that I just kind of lucked into getting the part still. Because it's smart. I love that. I love the show.
Yeah, for me, I actually wasn't Italy first. I was England for the whole show, and I recorded as England for all 26 episodes of the first season. And then the guy that was Italy had to bow out for a couple of reasons. And so then then began the epic search for who was going to be Italy.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and it was down to me and one other person, and so we would audition back and forth. I mean, we put the show well past the deadline, like 3 weeks past the deadline, because there were the powers that be. No one could agree on who should be Italy because. We're just doing the role, whatever role is in front of us. So we don't see the whole structure to this thing. So we're just going back and forth, coming in for auditions, laying down an episode, seeing, comparing, and then at the end of the day, I got it, and the other actor got a different role in the show.
The other was actually shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I took a toothbrush and I carved it into a shank, and I did the whole quick, 5 stabs in 15 seconds thing, and I just dropped it and I left. And they got another role, and I got Italy, and then the Ai-Kon was replaced. But somewhere out there is a version of the first season where I'm England, so I want to go back and do that, but I won't ever get to. Unless I shoot somebody else and go into the archive. So anyway, I guess that would be Gino I would shoot.
Don't touch my brother.
I won't touch it, the toothbrush.
My brother works in Foundation, and his name is Gino, that's what he's talking about. And I would slit your throat if you ever touched him with the shit.
I'm going to do it right now. Trust me,
dark,
she's not going to do it right. There we go. I remember when Gino, like, he didn't work there. I remember, like, his first sit-in on, when we worked together on Pollock, was it? Or Schoolroom?
I think it's Paul.
Okay, yeah. But, yeah, so he runs the archive area and stuff like that. Yeah, so we did that, and then Hetalia, we had no clue how it was going to be handled. We didn't know what people would think of it. And so, also with a show like this was marketed, everyone's like, it's so offensive, it's so this, but then it just kind of exploded, really. And we picked up episodes before we even, wasn't it before you even came out? I mean, it was in pre-order still, and we picked up the rest of it. I mean, we got all of it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we got all of it, all that we could get, and it was solely because of you guys and everyone that got it. I mean, that is the reason we got more of it, is because you guys loved it so much. Well, except the people that raised their hand that haven't seen it, you clearly had nothing to do with it. But the people that get out there and watch it now, you people.
Literally right now.
Yeah.
Get out.
But yeah, because you guys got it and went out and supported it, we immediately got the episode. So people, it's no mystery, it's no science how you get certain shows or how you get more of a show. If you want more of a show, the best way to do it is to speak the language of the company that releases it, which is money. But we're so happy that you guys supported it and that we did, your wish was our command. And so we literally did all the shows, and if there's more of it and you guys still love it, we'll do even more of it. Simple as that. I mean, it's simple the question. It's kind of like when people are like, why are they making another sequel to this horrible movie and da. And it's because that movie made some Skrilla at the box office. It made some scratch. That's the sole reason. Well, except Amazing Spider-Man, which they did a reboot because the rights were going to go back to Marvel and Sony didn't do a reboot.
So, do you guys want to ask questions?
Questions?
Yeah. Have you guys ever read the comic Scandinavia and the World?
I wrote it.
I know you didn't, because the chubby girl in Denmark wrote it.
No, I meant I've seen it. I just was confused. I didn't write it. Sorry.
It's very similar to Hetalia in that countries are personified, but they're personified differently. Like, she did her research. Canada is really hairy. We need fur for those Canadian winters. And America is this big, buff jock with a fake tan and bleach blonde hair, and he often pulls Canada onto his head working as a cat. Scandinavia and the world. Scandinavia and the world. It's cool. It's really good.
Just one first question. Did the ending song drive you guys crazy?
I know you're thinking it.
I wish I knew that song. Like, I wish I knew how to sing it.
It's on my friend's iPod, but
Is that the one that's like...
yes, that one. Did you guys think that it was a really cool way for us them to teach us like the past in a way of like World War II? Because even though I forgot like most of the research, a lot of stuff that they taught us was like painting mountains. When I was currently America was wanted to paint Japan's mountains.
Who doesn't want to paint Japan now? Ayo! Yeah, there we go.
I think it's I actually really like the way that it's an interesting take on all of it, and it's, the first time that I know of that it's a movie about World War, or not a movie, but it's, something about World War II that has come over to the States and has been very popular in the States that is from someone that was on the active side. So I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, yes.
What she said.